down on his luck. His pockets are near empty. He's sleeping in his truck. The rodeo next Friday, his bills are past due. How we pay for entries, he ain't got a clue. He's a cowboy, it's his turn to ride. He prays for 8 seconds when they shout outside. His future is uncertain, his past he can't forget. He's just a hard luck cowboy, life hasn't broken yet.
Welcome back, True Horse Horsemanship. This is third episode with Charlie here from Wolf Trap Ranch. I mean, he's showing me a lot of prospects on a lot of aspects. He's pretty fresh because we've upped his grain protein, and plus it's finally not 100-degree heat index out here. You know, first couple episodes, actually I'm going to start over, but this, we're going to get into a few things, but one of the things is side pats and how I get them to start side passing, and Charlie's a good example to do it with. And basically I want to start out with a half pass and got his feet moving, and then we can work from there. That's the problem with the side passing. Everybody automatically wants to go right to a side pass, and they'll cheat and use a rail, and you don't have to use that rail to teach a horse side pass. You get control of their shoulders and their hips first, and then you can, it gives you a foundation where a side pass is going to fall into play pretty easy. It would, you know, I closed off some of my comments on some videos on Charlie's, and a couple others I've opened them back up. If you want to impress me, here you got a quiet stud. Don't call him crazy and he's a crazy stud and he needs to be gilded. That just shows me, know whoever you are, you don't know what in the hell you're talking about. Because Charlie's far from crazy. He was raised correctly, and he's young, so he's still growing. But this is one horse that, of all the studs out there, because his mental thing and everything he needs, if you're going to breed horses, I don't see no reason why not keeping him a stud. You know, some people think because I was in rescue so long, why would I say that? Well, simple fact, you people out there say, oh, we shouldn't be breeding horses. Well, guess what you're going to run out of one time or another. You're going to run out of horses if you don't breed. Or they're all going to be so crippled and old, they're not going to be, you know, have a bad life. So that's my soapbox for a day.
But be responsible and don't breed nags.
Say it louder, I can't hear you.
I said be responsible and breed good horses?
Yeah, I don't know if you picked up, as Cindy said, if you breed, be responsible. Breed good horses. Don't breed a junk mare to a good stud or a good mare to a junk stud. Breed to a good, well-minded, all-around horse. So with that said, thank you, honey. I thought about that yesterday when I was thinking about this video. I do some prep work for the videos. I go through what I want to talk about when I do film. Now, with Charlie here, like I say, he's pretty fresh. And I've watched a lot of the other guys and everything. And damn it, when they're on top of a horse, when they're talking, they can't leave the damn horse alone. One guy particularly. But you notice, Charlie's sitting here pretty quiet, so I'm going to leave him alone. I got my feet forward for a reason, is that's his cue to just stand here. And I got my hand down here for a reason. So, you know, it's important for them to rest and teach to stand. I mean, if I can't get on them, because like, I don't know, I did send them around, what, about 3 minutes at the most. And then I got on them. I want to get on them pretty fresh. Next video you see of him, I'll get on them fresh right from the start. But, you know, if you can't get on a horse pretty fresh and stand here, there's no reason to do any saddle work or anything. I mean, because your horse is showing you got holes. So we're going, all right, now get on today's topic. First thing I always do with Charlie, I'm going to ask him to give me his face. And right now he was real soft. He's getting that little sticky point that I knew was coming at some point. Because I get questions about that. It's, you know, they say, well, I started my horse and it was doing real good for first few, you know, couple months, and now he's acting like he doesn't know anything. Well, you're going to hit it some time or another. What I call hitting that wall. So I'm just going to ask him to give me his face. Now with him, I'm going to take my hands up here. He gives me his face, I'm going to release.
Why are you putting your hands high?
With Charlie, Cindy asked how come I'm doing him with high. Charlie, I'm going to make him a super horse. The old saying goes, high-handed rider's going to have a high-headed horse. But I'm teaching Charlie, no matter where my hands are at, I expect him to get in frame. And somebody asked me on one video, well, what's so wrong with a horse's head way up in the air? It's for their comfort. Because when a horse's head's up high, their back's hollow. And they get uncomfortable. So what happens is, the horse don't have any sense because nobody's taught them. They feel that, so their head just keeps going up higher and higher. And then they'll be in a hurry at the trot, they'll be in a hurry at the canter. So we teach them to do this, you know, and round that back out, like he just did. You know, it's more comfortable for him. So let's get back to our half pass and side pass. Like I showed first couple of videos, you know, I want to be, before I even start, I want to make sure I control that hip. And for y'all who have trouble, physically look at that hip. The reason being, when I look down at that hip, I don't have to, but I see so many people get in trouble that way. They try to do this, and they're like, okay, horse, move the hip, move the hip, move the hip. And there, see what just happened now? I look at that hip, bingo, I got it. But the reason I have people look at that hip, and Ray, I know you'll be watching this, so this is a reminder for you too. When I physically look at that hip, I'm going to look at that hip, and if you'll see right here, I can put my hand between the cantle and my saddle. So I'm opening this door up, and here I got my weight on this hip, and I'm closing this door, which is going to be important for your side pass and half passes. So before I even get into my side pass, half pass, like I said, I want to be able to look at that hip, move it. And at some point, I want to be able to get my head up and move that shoulder. I'm going to be able to control all his body. I'm going to move that hip. I'm going to reposition my body and move that shoulder. Now today I'm hoping we got big hail bales next door. Charlie's not too crazy about them. And you'll see if he reacts how I handle that situation. But before I get down the rail, you know, I'm gonna, like I said, get where I can move his body parts. And I want to do some serpentines, but I'm not going to use my legs. I want to pick up, and I want him to follow that field. I'm going to rein him. I'm going to pick up, look where I want to go, and follow that field. I want him to follow that field. Pick up. Now you notice when he tried, I didn't try to stop him because he can't go very far. So I'm going to finish out what we're going to do. I'm going to pick up. But I got that release too. I'm not going to sit there and hold him, because if I hold him like right there on a straight, his law will fall out on me. In other words, go sideways. So pick up and release. Pick up. Now right there you saw me pick up and pick up again, but I released in there. So I eventually want to just barely touch that mouth and get him to move off. But if you watch my, but also what I'll do is take my, I'm going to go to the right, I'm going to take my left hand and touch him on the neck on his offside. And I might just move him around. This way I'm warming him up, getting control of him before we start exercising. So now what I'm going to do is start off at a walk. So I know Charlie moved his hip and he'll give me his face. So I'm going to pick up my right rein here and roll that shoulder. I mean my spur. And if you don't want to use spurs, you want to use your calf. You can use the dressage whip at first just to tap him if you don't move off the leg. But as soon as I'm going to do, I'm only doing one way right now because of the camera angle. I pick up, he moves, I release. Right now I'm looking for one step sideways. That's all I'm doing. And you do it while their feet are moving because it's so much easier. And they're going to be there. That was nice. And pick up my 1, 2. Now I'm not here shortly. I'm not going to pick them up as much. At first I bend them a little bit more than I will here in a bit. So I'm going to gather them, pick up, right there, and pick up a little bit more. Good boy. That's his better way. Right there is pushing on my hand, so I'm going to hold my hand steady right where I want his face and not do anything. Let him come to my hands. And once he comes to my hands, the important part is don't pull anymore. That's a bad problem with English riders. Horse will give to the bit and they keep pulling. So I just want to feel contact with them. That's all I want to do. So now I'm just going to bend my wrist, look to the left, and go. And right now, no, we're not straight. But I can work on that. I'm still be able to control his body. Good boy. Now here in a minute I'm gonna stop because you know, if I keep doing this for a whole training session, Charlie's gonna get upset. Now right there, he wants to go backwards. I don't care. This is the first time we're doing a true side pass. So I'm shutting him down so he can't go forward. So this time, right now, he's going to want to go backwards. There. So I'm getting some kind of movement from him. So as long as I'm getting movement from him, it's up to me as a rider to adjust him. You know, get off his mouth a little bit. Push or increase my pressure for him to go sideways. You know, I've been working all this for a while about moving his hip, moving his shoulder. So now I want to go to the right. I'm trying to slow him down a little bit, but if he's still, that time I didn't have hold of him as much going that way. I let him try because I saw what kind of, I gotta be able to deviate. So I saw what he did to me when I was going to the left. He wanted to back up, so I slacked up a little bit, and I had the door halfway open, but still open enough where he thought he can go a little bit forward. I mean, I'm making it easy for him instead of using this rail. As I got an email one time, they've been like 3 or 4 months trying to teach a horse to side pass. Horse side pass great in front of a rail, but you get away from the rail, the horse didn't know what it was doing. And chances are the rider didn't know. So I got him half passing, not completely straight, at a walk. So now we're going to bump it up a little bit. Ask for trot here. And we're going to do it half pass at a trot. Like I said, don't go to a side pass until you get a good half pass, or a fairly decent half pass. There we go. Go that way. I'm gonna go that way. Good boy. Now we're going to just let him walk out a little bit. Like I said earlier, I don't keep constantly schooling him on one thing. You know, we'll go back and forth and do different things. Look at that hip. Move that hip. Give him his face and sit here for a minute. You know, this here is just as important. You know, stop him, let him get a breather. As a physical exercise. I mean, this is pretty simple in my eyes. So we're going to ask for a trot again. reposition my hands. Like I said, right now I don't care if it's not perfect. I just want him moving off my legs. Ooh. After a while, you know, each day it's going to get better and better. Now I'm going to go back. We're going to play around a little bit. I'm going to shut that wall and ask for a side pass. There, this is his first day truly doing a side pass. I had to take a personal break, which actually is a good thing because, you know, a lot of times we have to stop and do something and then go back to ride. Important thing when you do is, unfortunately, you know, I'm not going to just jump on him and go where we stopped at. I'm going to just walk him out first. Because I don't want him to get the idea that as soon as I jump on him, he goes. And you know, and another thing to help y'all, if you're working on your side pass and half pass, look the direction you're going. You know, that really helps you get your body position. You know, have good boy. Now Cindy's has a hard time doing side pass, so this is basically what we did with you, wasn't it?
Little one can do it, I can't.
Yeah, her horse, she can't. I can do it with a little one, but she has a hard time. So instead of her getting frustrated, stop, you know, trying to do that standstill. That's what we've been working on with her. Of course, the little one's a little bit more refined, but and I'll be honest with you, I'm letting him get by with a little bit more than I do when I'm riding him for a regular training session. Because what I'll do, I'll use both of my legs. I put more pressure on one side, but if I feel part of him traveling back or getting behind or something, I'll use my other leg. Good boy. Just straighten them out. I'm gonna look direction I want to travel. Bingo. Look direction I want to travel. Bingo. Like I said, right now, and I'm doing a little bit faster than what I have been doing. So, you know, it wouldn't do y'all any good. In one more week, he'll be doing it perfect. It wouldn't do y'all any good for me to show you this on a horse that's doing it perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to him. He knows how to get to that bit. Like I said, I think that's the first time I've ridden him where it's been this cool. You know, some people will start jerking on him when he tries to cheat and grab a piece of something to eat. So I'm rating him right now. I'm gonna trot here, getting a little jog. And not extended trot. So what you'll see me pick up this inside rein, or I can use an outside rein, and I'll sit a little bit more erect. To slow him down some. I don't want to constantly ride him in frame. I might do little circles. You know, so when you're working on one thing, in reality, you're just spending a few minutes on, there we go. Right there, oops. In reality, you're just working on a few minutes because you need to break it up like I'm breaking it up. And right now, I'm trying to slow him down, and you know, he'll get where he wants to stop on me, and I'm not going to get after him. He's trying to slow down on me, so that's fine. I want him to slow down. And right now, if he stops, we don't get after him. So I want to just be able, just like I did at the walk, and when the cones were here, I mean the poles, doing the same exercise. But at some point, like with poles, I gotta take them away because they'll start using that as a crutch. They'll trot and do whatever around the poles real good. But you take the poles away, you know, they'll fall out. So that's why I keep working on that. And you know, the biggest thing, I won't be able to just control his feet because the side pass and half pass just falls in. So we're going to work on a canter too a little bit, and then we'll go back to side pass and half pass. Now the way I start off in cantering, I don't care how far they canter. I want to ride forward, and then we'll stop. I want to build on it, build on it, build on it. I mean, because if I try to rush him into a canter, it won't be that good. So, you know, we'll extend this stride out here. You notice we're getting canter farther and farther. Who? Yeah, I got a rule. I say whoa, I mean whoa. I mean, this first time I ever asked for a hard stop at a lope, a canter, so I expect his nose to come up. I don't know who works harder. You know, on a green horse, first few times you canter, I gotta try to keep him straight and going. And you know, we hear that old saying, and I'll say that when you do one side, you gotta do the other. But the older I get, like my cantering, good boy. I want him canter real well one way and be able to rate him, and then I'll go the other way. That was pretty good. That was pretty decent departure. Now even when I'm extending his trot out, I'm gonna pick up that outside rein and move that hip over a little bit. So he's, you know, at this stage I wouldn't be too concerned about him taking the correct lead. If I get that hip moved over, he's more than likely want to. So right now I gotta walk him out of around. Like I said, this isn't just about side pass and half pass. This is basically going to the next step with a horse. So I'm just walking and getting his mind thinking every time we hit that one spot, he doesn't have to canter. You know, I might just move him over, move him over, move him over. You know, just walk down the line. You know, this stage, there we go. That's real pretty. That's pretty. Right there, I'm gonna leave him alone. He straightened up. That was real nice. So now we're gonna go back to work on our canter. Move that hip a little bit. Kiss to him. Yeah, good boy. Ooh. So right now, you know, I prefer how to know when I want to go with the full arena and push him that way. Well, probably be tomorrow when Cindy's not in the corner for one. But when I ask for a lead departure, he takes it, and one time he took it right off, pretty much. But when he takes that lead departure and he's cantering, he's loping instead of cantering. You know, especially when you're always working your own horses, don't get in a hurry. If you get them to a lope, nice, you know, halfway around the arena, there's a good foundation. You can push them through the next part. And yeah, you're going to have to push them, but they're less likely to try to take off on you. That's the whole point. Hey, you notice when first time I cantered him, I put him in an extended trot. I really rode forward, so I'm riding forward faster actually than an extended trot, and then that got him into a canter. If I try to say, damn it, go, you know, he would take off like a banshee, and then I'm gonna have to really work on slowing him down. So this way, taking short strides like this, you know, here in another week, he's gonna be cantering this thing like he's been doing it for a long time. And I'll probably be able to rate him. That's the biggest thing. If I sit up, I can slow him down to a lope. Or if I ride a little bit forward, I can put him in a canter. So that's the biggest thing. So we canter around a couple times, so I think we'll do it one more time. But first I'm going to walk him around one lap. And you notice right now while I'm walking around, I'm riding him on a loose rein. You know, I got a little bit of contact where I can get my hand down there if I have to. So now got that one trip around. I'm gonna gather him, get a little bit of contact on. Now right there, I didn't put him in a canter because he's got where he was anticipating it. So we just slowed down. Good boy. So we just slowed down. There we go. Like I said, you'll see me this first few times, I'm gonna hold him. I'm not gonna let him get chargy with me. I wasn't happy with that, so we're going to do it one more time. Okay. Now see he's nice and quiet. Actually, I'm about ready to lose him. There, that's better. Whew. There, now, that time, that was nice. Right now, it's time to pretty much end his training session because I'm starting to lose him. What are you going to say, hon?
What's happening over there? You're bending him into the rail?
Yeah, I'm shutting this shoulder off and opening this up. So I'm just bending him a little bit. I'm moving that hip.
Repeat the question. I don't know if I can hear it.
Huh?
I said repeat the question. I'm not sure if that picked the upper.
I still.
Repeat the question. I don't know that the
Cindy asked me why when I was bending him to the outside, and it's because he's not a super trained horse yet. So normally all I have to do is, pick up like that, bend, do a nice straight half pass. But with him, I got to override him a little bit. So I bend his nose a little bit to the outside and move that hip, just like right now. See how he's moving over? And which, let me get out here a little bit farther. So, when I bend them and ask him to move that hip, if you look at his left leg, that left leg foot is going first. So that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing him on that correct lead.
Okay, that's the answer. You're putting him on the right lead.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's what I couldn't tell what you did.
Yep. That's the reason, because in order for him to do that, I got to open his shoulder up. So before we stop, like I said, he's getting, I'm going to just look. I'm going. Move that shoulder around. Look where I'm going. Look where I'm going. Right now I'm overriding him. So what I can do right before I get off him while he's walking around and I'm getting his mind quiet again, I can play with it. I'm going to try to just barely pick up this rein and move over a little bit. I mean, you know, like I said, if I use Brave Eagle or Suka or little one, show you this, you couldn't, number one, see what you're going to run into, because they would just fell into it. And Brave Eagle took me half an hour to teach him to side pass. I mean, and Suka does it real well. And little one, I get them to do it pretty good too. So they all three do it real well. So I wanted to show, you know, on him, and I could have fixed a lot of the mistakes where I could have made him look pretty. You know, I allowed him to do it wrong quite a bit just to show you, you know, the way when he finally went straight a couple of times, I rode him different. I started using both my legs to control his body. So that way you can see where, you know, you get to. You know, the biggest thing when you first ask for a half pass and all, and you're going to work for a side pass, get their feet moving and just get them to move to the side, sideways, forward. That way you're controlling that body. And as time goes on, just shorten your speed, give them more leg, and shorten your, you know, put that wall up, wall up, wall up, and just look. And bingo.
When you said you were overriding, was that for him or for the camera?
For the camera.
Repeat that. I don't know if they heard you.
Well, you know, my way of thinking, if I sit here and fix everything he's doing wrong,
Yeah.
and make him look pretty, you know, and most people are, they're going to override him or not ride him enough. So that's a good play. We're losing our light anyway, and you know, you got to think of your time. I've heard people that work their horse a couple hours. That's way too much. You've done lost them. You know, this is a nice lengthy training session, and he told me he had enough at one point, but we had to work past that, because I'm not going to quit when he said, "I've had enough, David." He's not union. This is a non-union place. So I got to do some more things with him, and then we'll stop on my time. So that way he doesn't get a time clock. So I hope y'all get something out of it. And there was something I wanted Cindy to remind me of that I wanted to bring up, and I can't remember, and I bet she can't either. So, preaching, as I say, I haven't said it much, but be true to yourself. Well, be true to the horse, they'll be true to you. And to my kids, grandkids, a special person out there, watch that lady, Kate in the A, God bless, take care.